15 seconds until airtime.
Oregon is going to the Final Four.
The following is a Learfield presentation of the Oregon Sports Network.
And Oregon is going to play in the national championship game.
It's time for Tip-Off Tuesday.
I love the vibe. I really like this group.
Richardson to the basket, tough lay-in and one.
Paopao wide open. Three is good.
Part of being a good leader is having guys who are willing to follow.
They compete. That's the one thing I've noticed. They get after each other.
Passes Dante flush.
Indy top left.
Three is good, Anthony Rogers.
What I really appreciate about them is they do want to just play.
And that's what happens when you bring it every day in practice. You become a disciplined, reliable player.
This is Tip-Off Tuesday on the Oregon Sports Network from Learfield, presented by Toyota. Let's go places. Today's broadcast is also brought to you by Pepsi and Bigfoot Beverages. Go Ducks. Drink Pepsi. Let's talk Oregon Ducks basketball. From the Country Financial Studio, alongside Terry Jonz, here's Joey Mack.
Coming off a couple split road trips, Oregon men's basketball with a tough one against Colorado. They bounced back, got a nice win against Utah, against the number 30th ranked team in the net ranking. So Oregon going back up in those net rankings on the men's side ahead of a critical matchup at home with Arizona State and Arizona this weekend. Meanwhile, the Oregon women, a split, what do you know, in the desert.
Yeah, a split in the desert. A good comeback win in Tempe on Friday, and then Sunday, big crowd, about 8,000 fans in Tucson, and they were a little rowdy. Especially, you know to sit down there, and they're right behind you, and they have some fun. But Ducks battled, but didn't get it done. But still, they're 3-2 in the conference, 12-4 overall. They're in a good spot. They're fine.
I think that both squads now, health is going to be a question. We know that. On the women's side, health going to be a question. On the men's side, hoping to get a little bit healthier here moving forward. There's a period there where the Ducks had 6, 7 scholarship players on the men's side. That number is getting bigger over the next few weeks, which is nice. Saw the debut of Jermaine Kusnard, saw the debut of Ethan Butler, also saw Nate Biddle in his first action since around the Thanksgiving holiday. So a good sign for Oregon men's basketball. 6 o'clock against Arizona State coming up on Thursday, and 3 o'clock against Arizona on Saturday for the men. 7 o'clock for the women. It's just the Huskies in town on Friday.
Yeah, it could be whatever.
No big deal.
Doesn't matter what sport. It's the Huskies.
That's right. Noon, by the way, on Sunday for
women
the Oregon women.
National Women and Girls Sports Day.
That's awesome.
Right?
Yeah. So there's going to be a lot of events going on around National Girls, Women, and Sports Day coming up for that celebration on Sunday. So more details coming. Also going to be a stripe out for those of you heading to the game against Arizona for Oregon men on Saturday. A stripe out. So wear green or yellow based on what section number you're in. Head to Oregon Basketball social media and goducks.com for a little more info there. On today's show, Armon Gates will be with us on the Oregon men's side. Great conversation with an Oregon men's basketball assistant coach. He is outstanding. And then on the Oregon women's side, it's kind of a superstar lineup.
Well, Coach Kelly Graves first, and then Te-Hina Paopao was right here in this chair.
That's right.
Had a chance to talk with her, and she's having so much fun. And what a great person.
Superstar lineup.
She is a superstar.
That's right.
That's right.
I told you.
Yeah. Not us.
No.
Yeah.
No, we're just going to get out of the way.
Yeah.
And when we come back, Armon Gates, an awesome interview with him. We actually sat down earlier today here in the Country Financial Studio. Guy who wants to be a head coach, and I think you can kind of hear it in his voice, how he goes about his business. Brings a lot of energy to the table. Heading into a big matchup with the Arizona schools. We're previewing it next on the Oregon Sports Network from Learfield.
Dear winter, Toyota's got 20 vehicles with available all-wheel drive and four-wheel drive, and that's more than any other auto brand. So you bring the action, and we'll bring the traction. Always Toyota. Toyota, let's go places.
Based on manufacturer's websites as of 11/21/22.
At Mountain Dew, we'd like to remind you that the world as we know it would not exist without the number 0. Which is why, at Mountain Dew, we'd like to recognize the number 0 for making Mountain Dew Zero Sugar possible. Even with no sugar, it packs all of the bold citrus kick Dew Nation knows and loves. It's so good, you have no reason not to try it. As in 0. Get it? Crack open an ice-cold Mountain Dew Zero Sugar. It's zero sugar, all dew.
Dear winter, Toyota's got 20 vehicles with available all-wheel drive and four-wheel drive, and that's more than any other auto brand. So you bring the action, and we'll bring the traction. Always Toyota. Toyota, let's go places.
Based on manufacturer's websites as of 11/21/22.
You're listening to Ducks basketball on the Oregon Sports Network from Learfield.
I found hope in the midst of an overwhelming situation.
Alcoholism is a disease that can affect any family. Everyone suffers, but there is help and hope at Al-Anon Family Groups.
Al-Anon gave me my life back. I'm a better father and husband.
Are you in an overwhelming situation because of someone else's drinking? Al-Anon and Alateen can help. Local and virtual meetings are available. Maybe one could work for you. Call 1-866-200-0033 or visit alanon.org/hope.
Medicaid and CHIP offer free or low-cost health coverage for children and teens. Hospital and doctor visits, prescriptions, shots, and more are covered. That's peace of mind for parents if a child is sick or gets injured. And parents may now be eligible for Medicaid too, even if they've applied in the past. Enrollment is always open. Visit insurekidsnow.gov or call 1-877-KIDS-NOW. Paid for by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services.
Welcome back to Tip Off Tuesday, presented by Toyota. Joey Mack here with you in the Country Financial Studio alongside Terry Jonz. And earlier today, sitting down with Oregon men's basketball assistant coach Armon Gates. The Ducks coming off a tough game against Colorado. They were able to respond in a matchup with Utah. We reviewed it all and then looked ahead to Arizona, the two desert schools coming to town at Matthew Knight Arena this weekend. Our conversation with Armon Gates. Okay, second time in the Country Financial Studio, but the first time on Tip Off Tuesday. Coach Gates.
What's going on,
How
baby?
How are you?
Hey, good.
Things
Excited
are good?
to be here. Yes, sir.
Thanks for coming over. So we were just talking before we got rolling here because it used to be in the pre-Coach Gates era. The men's basketball offices were just around the corner from the studio. Now you guys are in the big fancy offices over on Villard Street. So thanks for making the trek.
Absolutely.
I really appreciate it. How's it been going? You feel settled in yet here mid-season?
You know what? Settled in. Getting adjusted. My family's still getting adjusted, but me personally, I've been fully adjusted. Still getting used to the different personnel in the offices and also the team. But they welcome me with open arms.
You are I'll describe you this way, and correct me if I'm wrong. You are a social guy.
Yes, sir.
You like to talk to people, kind of hear their story. I got to tell you that I really appreciate that because there are times where I'll walk around and someone's new, and I'm like, boy, what's the right time to shake hands and meet you? And you just walk right up to people. Have you always been that way?
Absolutely. People's person. And that's what I love about this business and about the job is connecting with others and really hearing other stories because everyone comes from different walks of lives. You learn so many things from different people. This game of basketball, I've been fortunate, man, to travel so many different places and, again, meet so many different folks, sit in many different people's living rooms, and, again, just be around great folks, great people that teach me the way to do things the right way.
Well, you were on Duck Insider when you first started here at Oregon, so I won't do the full 2-minute life story with you again. So fans, if you're curious, Duck Insider from earlier this year, you can find it on social media and, of course, on YouTube as well with Coach Armon Gates. Colorado game. I got to ask you about it. Didn't go well.
Right.
So a game like that takes place. What's the mood like in the locker room? And then maybe more importantly, what's the mood like at practice the next day? Can you kind of take fans through the process as a staff and what you guys were able to do to get the turnaround going?
No, absolutely. After a game like that, honestly, this hasn't been the first time that I've been a part of a game like that. First of all, been different places in the Big Ten and just all over the board, college ball. Game like that, you just throw that you throw that film out right away. You try to keep the team morale high. Don't let them sink down too low. Make them feel the hurt in their inside in their belly a little bit, and just let them know it's not going to happen again. But with a quick turnaround, that's a good thing about college basketball and not college football, where you have to wait the whole week and relish then. You relish in a moment for a quick second, and then you gotta forget about it. So what Coach Altman did, and I see why he's been so successful. Again, I've been a sponge in this thing, man. Hey guys, We know what happened. We're not even going to watch film. We're going to burn that tape, and we have to move on to Utah. So Colorado, they handed it to us. You know, they came off of a bad loss to California, supposedly on paper a bad loss, but in college sports, you got to come play every night. Yeah. And that night, I think we looked at they're coming off that loss to Cal. We, you know, coming in thinking we were just going to come do it and beat them and take it to them, but they caught us off guard and we just weren't ready.
And then the response, though. You know, I'm always so impressed with the way that teams can do that, because do you find that coaches, maybe it hurts a little longer than it does for players?
Oh, my gosh. It definitely hurts. So as a coach, you have to put that front on. You have to make sure your players can get over the moment quicker than you. And that's a good thing. And you see it's different ways to do things now. Yeah. Coach Altman, he immediately after that game, fellas, we know what happened. Let's get rid of that tape, all right? Because 1 could turn to 2, 2 could turn to 3 if you don't bounce back right away. Yeah. And we had a 1-day turnaround, so we had to get ready for a really, really good Utah team.
And a plane ride in between.
And a plane ride in between. And you know, as the players, you hope that your players can hold court on their own and talk about it in their hotel rooms and have a team-only meeting to say, hey, this is not happening again. But as a coach, you know, it definitely hurts a lot more. Like, these guys didn't follow the scouting report the right way. They weren't listening. They weren't locked in. They didn't approach the game the way we thought they would have, you know. And that's the immaturity level that you'll get sometime, you know, and that's where a player-led team is much better than a coach-led team.
Yeah, I've heard so many coaches over the years say that you got to have that player leadership, you know, because that makes a huge difference. So what went so right on the floor against Utah? Because I felt like, Coach, I said this to Coach Altman post-game when I talked to him, like, just the energy out the gate. You guys had to be a lot happier with that.
Absolutely. Unfortunately, you heard this before as well, that sometimes teams play to the level of their competition.
Sure.
And again, on paper, you had Utah at the top of the standings, and our guys were ready. They heard so many good things about those guys, and guess what? On film, they looked really, really good. And our guys, they just really wanted to bounce back from that Colorado game and in a good way. And I'm going to tell you one thing. After that Colorado game, Coach Altman said, we're going to play much harder, we're going to play much tougher, and we're going to be a little bit more physical. He didn't leave it in their hands. He just told them his demands. And again, I'm learning, I'm watching, and I'm listening. I'm doing everything to be a sponge in the moment to work for a Hall of Fame coach and with this great staff. And when those words came out of his mouth, you just saw everybody's eyes just locked in like, man, we're Oregon. Hey, this can't happen again. And guess what? Our guys came out and we really played to our strengths. We got the ball inside to Dante. Dante, whenever he felt like he didn't have a good shot, he kicked it out, and we made some shots. And it's an amazing thing. When you make shots, man, it's a little bit easier on that defensive end.
I thought it was a big deal that Khalil Ware comes out and he hits a 3. You know, like, it went in, right?
Oh, my God.
That really changed it, I felt like.
Absolutely. And if you go back to the film, we had film yesterday and watched that Utah game, you know, in terms of the highlights and a little bit of the lowlights, what we could do better. But when Khalil hit that shot, it was the bounciest, it was the most communicative. We've seen him all year. Yeah. The next defensive possession, he's pointing, but in other games, we like, you know, coaches like, come on, freshman, you gotta show us some emotion, get us going, get hype, bend those knees. That's what you hear from coach, bend those knees. And I mean, that kid was pointing, talking in our little zone that we had going, and I mean, it just set the tone. I mean, just making shots again, it sets the tone on that defensive end.
Bright spot from the weekend, no doubt. Jermaine Couisnard makes his debut against Colorado, plays a lot of meaningful minutes, hit some big shots against Utah. How big was it to have Jermaine back?
Hey, Joey, I mean, I think everybody in the country, they've seen you know, in this conference, they've seen what we can do when we have another guard besides Will Richardson that can make plays, that's confident with the ball, that can make great decisions, a high IQ guy. And we've just been waiting. We've been waiting all year and to get him out there. And, again, it's amazing when you add more bodies to the formula. You know, we had a formula going, and, again, with Coach Altman, it's amazing what he's done with the team and the bodies that we had, and now adding more of those pieces. I think everyone should be be they should be ready. They should be on watch for what we have in store. I think this is going to be the first time, Joey Mack, that we're going to have almost everybody, the whole roster in practice, the whole roster in a game. And again, I just want to watch how Coach Allman manages that.
Yeah, that's a big deal, having the entire team back healthy again. It looks like the Ducks are moving in that direction. Assistant Coach Armon Gates joining us. It's Tip-Off Tuesday presented by Toyota. We're back for part 2 of our conversation in the Country Financial Studio next on the Oregon Sports Network from Learfield.
Ready to get back in the game? Great news. The movement experts at Proactive Physical Therapy Specialists can help you find relief and results and keep you off the sidelines. With 16 convenient locations across Oregon and Southwest Washington. Contact Proactive Physical Therapy Specialists today at proactivepts.com to see a physical therapist. Proactive Physical Therapy Specialists, a proud partner of Oregon Athletics and trusted choice for keeping Duck fans in the game.
It's time to play Perfect Food Pairings, brought to you by Mountain Dew. This dish pairs perfectly with the bold citrus kick of Mountain Dew.
Oh, street tacos.
Sorry, that is not the answer we're looking for.
Flamin' Hot Cheetos.
Sorry, that is also not the answer.
What the heck?
Is it chicken wings? Correct.
What? Wait a second.
Yeah, hold on. Mountain Dew pairs perfectly with street tacos.
And Flamin' Hot Cheetos.
The show is so lame.
The show is not lame.
Yeah, you're lame.
Nothing pairs perfectly with food like Mountain Dew. Do the Dew.
You're listening to Oregon Basketball from Learfield.
The United States Deputy Sheriff's Association is a national nonprofit and the largest non-governmental provider of services to law enforcement. The USDSA assists city, county, state, and federal agencies with free safety equipment donations and officer survival training, along with cash donations to families of law enforcement officers who perish in the line of duty, college scholarships for the children of law enforcement, a citizen awareness program, and more. For more information on the USDSA and how you can help, visit usdeputy.org.
You're never completely ready to adopt a teen.
For late nights writing English papers.
For your teen's music taste.
For dinners, where they talk more on their phone than with you.
For the first time, they call you Mom.
You're never completely ready to adopt a teen, and you can't imagine the reward.
To learn more about adopting a teen, visit adoptuskids.org.
Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, Adopt U.S. Kids, and the Ad Council.
Back inside the Country Financial Studio, it is Tip-Off Tuesday presented by Toyota. The Ducks getting ready on the men's side to take on Arizona State on Thursday and then Arizona on Saturday. Part 2 of our conversation with Armon Gates is the Ducks are getting healthier and healthier, but it's not a light switch, as we discussed with the Oregon assistant. Take fans inside practice if you could. Like, it's one thing to say you get players back and this is great, everybody's got a good rotation going, but it takes time to build that chemistry. How do you foster that in practice?
You know what? And it's still kind of hard because we have to listen to the athletic trainers.
Sure.
Clay Jamison does an unbelievable job managing those guys, and so we have to rest the certain guys if we go full court or half court. And I know every staff in the country has to manage those things, and the high minute guys compared to the lower minute guys. But in practice, it's a cool thing to watch. How everyone cheers for each other, and if it's a veteran out there and then we want to get some of the younger guys or inexperienced guys more minutes, how they'll sub themselves out, put them in, because they know we need everybody that's on this team, 1 through 15. We need everybody, including walk-ons. You've seen we had Gabe step out there and give Will a break and give Brennan a break at times, and it's next man up mentality, to be honest with you. And I think it's going to be exciting once we get our entire roster out there.
You talked about how it takes a lot of pressure off of Will Richardson. I mean, just like the creativity offensively to be able to have him off the ball doesn't wear him out as much. What can that do for the squad moving forward?
Oh, my gosh. With Will's done a phenomenal job. I mean, he's probably the most utilized player in college basketball right now when you look at the minutes. And he deserves a break, off that ball. And his catch and shoot, I mean, you might as well put 3 on the board once he shoots the ball, catch and shoot. So hopefully that's what translates, having Jermaine have the ball in his hand, and hopefully once we get what's my young fella, Keyshawn back. whenever he gets back, give Will a little break off that ball, and then you'll see Will play better defense, because you have to find time in there to take a little break and take a rest, and hopefully again that gives us that pop that we're looking for.
And as guys work their way back, and I could see the gears were turning for you, I call him Rocket also.
Oh yeah.
See, like that's what's amazing. I have to catch myself sometimes on the air, like when I say Rocket, I'm like, people don't know what that is. People don't know who that is.
Hey, well, you might as well give them who the Rocket is right now, because that's the right term to use, and I will be upset with you if you don't use that term Rocket once he gets going.
Yeah, fair enough. But yeah, Keyshawn Bartholomew, Rocket.
Yes.
He's got a quick step. There's no doubt. I did want to ask you too, like, it's not just the depth in the backcourt. You also got Nate Biddle back.
Exactly.
And that just gives you more rotation, too. It was nice to have Nate back, wasn't it?
Absolutely. Nate did some phenomenal things for us. When you talk about deflections, using his length, he gives us that stretch four-man position, or stretch five, because he's interchangeable when it comes to that position. And he's very versatile. And Nate's fiery. Once he gets going, if he sees the ball go in one time, it's lights out for everyone in the country. It doesn't matter. But defensively, he brings something to our program as well.
Are you happy with the deflections? I know that was a focus in the Utah game.
Absolutely.
36, is that right?
I believe it ended up being 36 that game. We just started statting it because early in the year we weren't being disruptive. Teams were very comfortable playing against our half-court defense, and that's something that we're starting to emphasize a lot more. Just ball pressure, using our length, because looking 1 through 15, we have a lot of length in our program, so we're trying to get guys to utilize that a lot more.
I did want to ask you too, just something kind of bigger than basketball for a second. So I see you on the bus. You're like a lot of coaches. You're looking at scores, you're keeping track, but you've obviously got a vested interest because your brother is a head coach.
Yes.
You said earlier, like, you're a sponge. You're kind of a student of the game still, which I got to say I love that. Like,
absolutely.
You're a lifelong learner
in
a lot of ways. My wife's a teacher, so I hear terms like that a lot.
Absolutely.
Do you talk with your brother, like, after a win, a loss, about coaching, leadership? How often do you talk with him about that stuff?
I mean, it's probably every day. And with him being an SEC head coach, I try not to bother him as much, but I still find myself texting him and calling him late night, or bouncing ideas off of him. Hey, D. Gates, what do you do in this situation? What have you done in practices? Hey, from your assistants, what more can I do to help Coach Altman? Take a little pressure off. So I always utilize him. And guess what? When I call him, he's there at my beck and call. He's answering. It doesn't matter what time.
Family.
He's his family, and that's I call it a built-in cheat sheet.
Yeah.
Okay. It's a built-in cheat sheet that I had for my entire life, and it's probably a little, I don't like to say it, but he's my older brother. He's my mentor as well. I look at him as that, because again, when I call, he's answering.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it's been built in, and I know what I'm gonna get from him. I'm gonna get the truth and nothing but the truth. A good, bad, or ugly.
Yeah.
But yes, I always communicate with him, and I get kind of emotional talking about it, because I can see the things he's doing, and it's from the way we were raised. You know what I mean? Discipline, accountability. Hey, it's nothing different from how we were raised.
Yeah.
Love on those players, and they're gonna play balls to the walls for you.
Yeah.
Just love on them. Show them love, but still coach them up now, because they want to be taught. They want to be coached.
Tough love.
Tough love.
Yeah.
It's tough love. I promise you.
Yeah. But you're winning the one-on-one matchup, right?
Oh, you know what?
Still?
Now, because I think I have a little bit more time to work out and get in that weight room a little bit, so I think I'll take it to him now. But in the past, he was big bro.
What's the age gap?
It's 3 years. He has me about 3 years.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
You got, it works out now.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it works out.
It's in my favor for sure.
All right. A couple final thoughts. Armon Gates joining us on Tip-Off Tuesday. Thoughts on the Pac-12 now? You've been in the conference now for a little bit. What's your take on the Pac-12?
Man, it's a well-coached league. Very high IQ players, really good shooters. The X's and O's is very good. I think it's fast-paced and a lot of athleticism. So I think if you can really score the ball and you enjoy being coached and you want to get up and down, I think this is a league for you.
Drilling in on Arizona State, Thursday's opponent. What's the scouting report for fans on ASU? Some of the keys to success for your squad?
Get back in transition. Get back in transition, and I'm going to say it again. Get back in transition. Those two teams, the two Arizona schools, they run. They want to turn you over, and they want to run. Arizona State's going to try to get up the floor and deny us from getting the wing entries and running our offense. So we have to do a really good job of taking care of that basketball. And once the shot goes up, if you're not going to go crash the glass, you need to get back to set up our defense. And that's for both squads. And you really have to guard that three-point line with both teams because they really can shoot the lights out. And, just do what we do. Like I said before, yesterday and today we're focused on ourselves. Then we'll dive into both of those Arizona schools one at a time, always one game at a time. But it's going to be a challenge, and we're looking forward to it.
Armon Gates.
Yes, sir.
Appreciate you coming over, man.
Hey, thank you so much, man.
Thanks for being here, and best of luck this weekend. We'll catch up again with you soon.
Hey, we need it, big dog. Appreciate you.
Armon Gates, Oregon men's basketball assistant coach. I thought that was an awesome conversation just talking about the fact that he does bounce things off his brother. He's a head coach at Missouri. It makes sense, right?
He needs to be a broadcaster.
He's good.
What a voice.
Yeah, he's got that
Whoa.
good baritone. So if Armon, if you're tuned in, color spot's open for you. If you ever don't need to do your job.
It doesn't
on the
pay
bench.
very well, but hey.
Yeah. It's fun.
Might be a stepping stone to something bigger.
Who knows? Who knows? Yeah, he's a great guy, though. Rooting for him and the Ducks, of course, coming up this weekend. Fox Sports 1's got the TV broadcast on Thursday, 6 o'clock at Matthew Knight Arena, 5:30 pregame show here on the Oregon Sports Network, and then 3 o'clock, it's a nationally televised game on ESPN. Saturday, Arizona's in town. Meanwhile, switching gears, women's basketball coming up next.
Yeah, Kelly Graves, I got a chance to sit down with him yesterday. And so, by the way, you'll hear it's kind of dated because I had him make a pick right off the bat.
And, I know where this is going.
Yeah, well, I said, after that, then we'll know who won from you'll get it all. It's coming up next. Conversation with the big guy, Kelly Graves, after this on the Oregon Sports Network from Learfield. It's Tip-Off Tuesday.
Dear winter, Toyota's got 20 vehicles with available all-wheel drive and four-wheel drive, and that's more than any other auto brand. So you bring the action, and we'll bring the traction. Always Toyota. Toyota, let's go places.
Based on manufacturer's websites as of 11/21/22.
Once a duck, always a duck. That's OCCU. Since 1956, OCCU has been the credit union serving the University of Oregon community. With remarkable checking, My OCCU mobile banking, and nationwide ATM access. If you're a duck, you belong at OCCU, where you'll find fewer fees, higher savings rates, and lower rates on loans. And lots of fellow Duck fans. Go Ducks. Join OCCU. Learn more at myoccu.org/remarkable.
Dear winter, Toyota's got 20 vehicles with available all-wheel drive and four-wheel drive, and that's more than any other auto brand. So you bring the action, and we'll bring the traction. Always Toyota. Toyota, let's go places.
Based on manufacturer's websites as of 11/21/22.
You're listening to Ducks basketball on the Oregon Sports Network from Learfield.
Victor deployed for the first time to Afghanistan in 2003. He sustained a moderate traumatic brain injury. One of the most important elements of caregiving is taking care of yourself.
For many military veteran caregivers, their caregiving journey starts earlier in life and lasts longer. Visit aarp.org/caregiving for a free military veterans guide to navigate your caregiving journey and better care for your loved one and yourself. Brought to you by AARP and the Ad Council.
When you're high, you feel different. You think different, you talk different, you draw different, you listen to music different, but you probably knew that. Problem is, you also drive different, and not in a good way. That's why driving high is illegal everywhere. So if you're high, just don't drive. Make a plan to get a sober ride. Because if you feel different, you drive different. Brought to you by NHTSA and the Ad Council.
Welcome back to Tip-Off Tuesday. Terry Jonz and Joey Mack as we're talking women's basketball. And let's take a listen to my conversation yesterday from head coach Kelly Graves, the Big Kahuna. I'm going to call him the Big Kahuna. Yes. Here's Kelly. Well, Coach, I usually don't like to start with a tough question first, but I'm going to risk it this time. I hope you're okay with it.
Hey, bring it on, big guy.
All right, Georgia or TCU? Now, when this airs tomorrow, as we're recording this on Monday, people are going to know on Tuesday whether you were right or wrong. So there's no pressure.
Well, what a great story the TCU thing would be, and I like underdogs, and they've been the underdogs the entire season, so why not? And Georgia got theirs last year. Let's do something different. And I once played at TCU, so there you go. That's good enough. I've never played a game at Georgia.
Oh. Well, there you go.
That means absolutely nothing. But why not? It's as good as anybody else's theory.
It is. It is. You got to score.
Although they are purple.
Yeah,
you know how we feel about purple.
Yeah, I know.
I don't know.
But you coached at Portland, so you're, that purple there. When we go up there to Portland, I'm like, I just kind of convince myself we're not in Seattle. This is Portland.
Yeah.
On the bluff, which I like it there. That's when I lived in Portland. I loved going out.
And
there.
I'm not going to lie to you. Well. Of course, I wouldn't lie to you here. I don't even know if I'll watch it, actually.
No?
Yeah, not that interested.
Yeah.
So probably watch. I think we're about 3 episodes behind on Yellowstone. So I think my wife and I will probably catch up on Yellowstone tonight.
I don't know those shows. Yellowstone, is that a what?
Yeah,
what?
I'm giving it a thumbs up.
Is it?
Yeah.
Okay. So
it's worth it.
How many seasons are there? How far behind would I be?
This is the 5th season.
Oh, okay. So
but a guy from Cresswell, I mean, I think that would be actually good for you.
It would be good for me.
Yeah, it would. No, I think you would really enjoy it.
Okay. Well, maybe I'll do it on some flights and.
Yeah.
That's what you do? Okay.
Yeah, you'll get hooked, and you'll get 2 or 3 in a night and go, dang, okay. Then the next night you got to watch it again. And
all right.
All right. People are turning off. I can hear them now turning the dial. So let's talk basketball.
I'm always telling everybody you're watching game film on flights, but
I do watch some game film.
He does. I'm joking. Yeah. I'm joking. All right, Coach. A split on the road.
Yeah.
And what a game that was in Tucson on Sunday, no doubt about that. But the weekend, how do you feel about it?
Oh, well, you always want to win too if you can. I thought we competed in both well. I know we ended up a little short at Tucson, but I liked how our kids played really hard and we competed. And I think it was a really good basketball game. I got a ton of texts after saying it was a fun game to watch. Both teams played well. I was disappointed because I think that's a game we could have won had we made some of the plays down the stretch, and that's happened. That's our 4th loss against the team ranked in the top 15, and at some point you got to win some of those. And 3 of those 4 games were winnable in the last minute or so, and we didn't make the plays. So as a coach, I've got to figure out why, and so we can try and fix it.
Backing up to Arizona State, the first half was rough, but it was rough for them too. So you're right there, had a 6-point lead, and then that third quarter was something else.
Yeah, we amped up the defense a little bit, got some run-outs, and got the transition game going. We're at our best when we're just pushing the ball and playing freely, and we're not a great set team, where we've been in the past. Run a certain entry set. We just don't have the players that works for. We're better more in an open style game, and we got that going up there in Tempe and played really well. That was one of our better games of the year, certainly better halves of the year.
Yeah, when you're on the break, and it's like Indy, Te-Hina, and Chance. Those are a thing of beauty. They're passing, where you not everybody would see the pass, and they make a bounce pass and somebody on the fly laying it in. Those are just beautiful.
Yeah, I think we're at our best when Philly gets a rebound, and she's getting so much better at a quick outlet pass. And so Philly's just been dominating the boards, gets a quick outlet pass to one of those guards. We can fly down the court, and you've got somebody like Grace Van Slooten running to the rim, and then, like you said, those other guards spacing the floor and then making a play and kicking it out for a 3. That's when we're at our best. I mean, truly are at our best, and we just have to some teams don't let you do that. Right. But we if we can get that kind of tempo going, we're really good, really tough to beat. And, and a lot of our shooters maybe aren't dead eyes necessarily, good shooters.
Right.
And we, I think, still lead the conference, or we're close to it in three-point shooting. But we have a lot of streak shooters that really feed off each other. So when India makes one, then Te-Hina gets hot, and then bam, it starts to roll. We can be pretty impressive.
You mentioned Grace Van Slooten running the floor, and we certainly hope she's doing okay. But you mentioned in the postgame last night how hard she plays.
Yeah,
she's amazing. She's just been incredible.
Yeah, she is. She's, I think, with all due respect to the other freshmen in the conference, I think she's by far the best freshman. I liken her to Larry Bird. I mean, Larry probably could have played another 5 to 8 years in his career, but he played so hard.
He did.
And he maximized his effort every game. Every game. He left everything on the floor, and that's what Grace does. And she's just so much fun to watch and a great person to be. You hang around the team a lot, and she's just so humble and hardworking and great teammate. She's really the whole package, and kudos to, her folks who were there.
John and Michelle,
yeah, they made the trip down, and they did a great job raising that young woman.
Yeah, they did. Did you see Rob Mosley, who made the trip, that picture? He tweeted it out. At Arizona State, when Grace was at the free throw line, and in the back, she was kind of out of focus, but in the background was her parents with Dad holding the phone up, getting some video. That was, man, I hope they take that and blow it up and make a frame it.
How about a shout out though to Mosley?
Yeah,
he may be, with all due respect to this crack squad here and here. He might be the hardest working Duck.
I tell you, he's ubiquitous.
Okay, I don't know those kind of words.
That
but,
means he's everywhere.
He is. And he does such a great job. And you said, that was a classic photo, but it's always good having him around. So shout out to Big Rob.
That's right. All right, Most.
He's also married to somebody on my staff, so at some level you got to put up with him. But no, he's great. He's great.
All right. Well, what do you, at this point, I mean, you get a chance to work on some things, and you got the Washingtons coming in. We'll talk about them a little bit. But what do you want your team to do better? What do you want to get better at?
Yeah. Well, this is our schedule. Here's our weekly schedule, and I've been doing it for my entire career, not just here at Oregon, but we play Fridays and Sundays.
Mm-hmm.
We like to come home on Monday instead of a lot of teams take Monday off. We actually fill our Mondays up with we get a great lift in that day. Good chance to just get a good solid session in the weight room. We'll shoot a little bit. That's it. They don't even dress down, but we shoot, and then we do what we call our personal growth Mondays. So last week we had Caitlin Loper come in as she's a Eugene police officer and one of our former alums, and she came in and just talked about how teamwork applies to what she does and why it's so important for us. And she has to have a team and people around her that she respects because she's in life or death situations. Right. We're talking about offense and defense, right? And then Tuesday is our day off. And then Wednesday is the day we go really hard. So back to your question, we'll work on just a little bit tougher defense with our guys now that come and practice with us. They'll put more pressure on us. See, we haven't had the guys for over a month. Mm-hmm. And so we haven't handled teams that pressure us as well because we don't really pressure ourselves. And so it'll be nice to have the guys just get into us full court, trap us, do those kind of things so we can better handle it. Thursday's a light day, preparation for the team we play on Friday. Friday game. Saturday is a prep day for the team we play on Sunday, and then rinse and repeat.
Yeah, all right. Well, we're starting to run out of time here.
What?
We talk football because that's my bad.
We can bump somebody.
Yeah, well, it's Te-Hina. We don't want to bump
Te-Hina.
Let's
not bump her.
We're going to have Te-Hina on. But the Washington schools coming to town, and good to see Charlize Ledger Walker, and obviously very serious that she had to go back to New Zealand, whatever it was with the family. But it's a couple of tough teams. I mean, it's life of the Pac-12.
Yeah.
I mean, we just keep saying that, but it's true.
It is, yeah. Every week you got to be prepared because every week there are going to be two really good teams coming in. The Washington schools are never easy. I'm glad we're here at Matthew Knight Arena. We need our fans to – I think people are really enjoying the experience and the product on the court when they do come out to the arena, so that we need them to keep coming. We need to make that such a loud and tough atmosphere that makes it difficult for everybody. But the Washingtons are good. UW, I think, has improved so much. And then, like you said, Washington State, I think Cammie Etheridge, one of the best coaches in the country, does such a good job. They know their roles, and then they have an elite player. And so, we've got our work cut out for us both nights.
All right, Coach. As usual, thanks for coming in.
Always my pleasure, Terry.
Let's get a couple wins.
Yeah, let's do. Well, how about we get one? Let's get the Friday
one. All right.
And then we'll worry about Sunday, Friday after the game.
All right. Thanks, Coach.
See you, buddy.
Yeah, you bring up the sweep, and he's always got to get the first one first.
Spoken like a true coach.
Yeah, that's right. Just one at a time. Always fun to talk to the big guy. And fun to talk to Te-Hina Paopao, star power. We have her in the right. She was in this seat.
Big kahuna.
The big kahuna. He's the big kahuna.
Yeah.
They both are?
Could be.
Well, she's the star.
It's up to Te-Hina.
Okay. We'll ask Te-Hina. That's coming up next. It's Tip-Off Tuesday here on the Oregon Sports Network from Learfield.
All right, Pepsi-loving football fans, it's time we had a lesson in trash talk. And I'm not talking about that stuff that happens on the field. What I'm talking about is trash, and it's the only thing that belongs in your garbage can. Now, recycling might not be as thrilling as converting a 4th and long, but next time you're thinking about throwing that Pepsi Zero Sugar bottle away, just cap it back up and pretend you're down by 6 with the recycling bin wide open. Know the difference? Make a difference. Be a team player and recycle. Visit PepsiTrashTalk.com to learn more.
Ready to get back in the game? Great news. The movement experts at Proactive Physical Therapy Specialists can help you find relief and results and keep you off the sidelines. With 16 convenient locations across Oregon and Southwest Washington. Contact Proactive Physical Therapy Specialists today at proactivepts.com to see a physical therapist. Proactive Physical Therapy Specialists, a proud partner of Oregon Athletics and trusted choice for keeping Duck fans in the game.
You're listening to Oregon Basketball from Learfield.
To protect his home and family from disaster, Steve used courage, wisdom, and his camera phone.
That should do it.
Way to go, Steve! By simply taking digital pictures of his family's important documents, Steve can always have them stored safely online, no matter when disaster strikes. Learn other simple ways to protect your home and family before a natural disaster at ready.gov. That's ready.gov. A message from FEMA and the Ad Council.
Chris Jakimick, I served in the United States Air Force and I deployed 3 times. Being a veteran, it's interwoven into your DNA, is really the absence of the connection and the purpose that can really drive a lot of veterans to some negative thoughts. For those who are in a suicidal crisis, the window of time to save somebody's life is very short. Our duty is to protect ourselves and protect our families, and one way you can do that is store your weapons safely. Store all your guns securely. Help stop suicide.
Brought to you by End Family Fire and the Ad Council.
All right, welcome back to Tip-Off Tuesday. We're talking women's basketball. We have a star in the studio. Hey, everybody, Te-Hina Paopao. It's Te-Hina Paopao. T, how you doing?
I'm doing well, Tay. How are you?
Good. First day of school yesterday.
Oh, man.
Winter term. You're excited?
Gosh. I'm excited, but that transition to having a long break, you're just playing basketball at the school is very hard. So this week is going to be long and a big time adjustment, but I'm excited school's in session and just excited to be in classes again.
By the way, I always think when I see Te-Hina and her smile that if there was a smile contest, she might win it, you know, because it's a great smile. And you got your braces off.
I did get my braces off after 3 long years of being in college, so now I look like a grown adult.
I had a daughter that had braces. I know what that's like. Those are sharp things in there.
They are very sharp, and you got to watch what you eat. So I'm just glad I can eat whatever I want now.
Yeah. I thought when I had you on, I wasn't sure whether I should ask about your two-tone hair, but I guess down in San Diego down there,
they already covered that.
So I'm like, I love it. At first I'm like, okay, and then I went, I like it. It's Te-Hina.
Yeah.
So why'd you do that?
It was really an impulse decision. I was like, I've never seen a lot of people with two-tone hair, so I was like, you know what, let me do it and see how it goes. And I fell in love with it, but I gotta stop doing it now because My hair is breaking. My hair's yeah. My curl pattern's missing, so I need my curl pattern back.
All right.
Well, I don't know. We'll see. I don't know. I love the two-tone, so I don't know yet.
Yeah, I know. That's you. That's Te-Hina.
Yeah.
Academics, we talked about, winter term beginning. What are you taking? What are you majoring in?
Majoring in sociology. I'm in level 400 classes right now, which are, difficult.
Yeah.
Big time adjustment for sure, but I'm excited to learn more about society, which is what sociology is really about.
Right.
So I'm excited to learn about that and the history behind it. So it's going to be a fun term.
So after you get done with your pro basketball career in sociology, you want to use that and in what way?
I really just want to help kids, help my community in any way I can. Social services, that's really why I got into sociology. So just being able to help kids and help families that are in need.
What made you go that direction?
My dad.
Yeah,
he's a big time supporter of my life. He's my #1 fan for sure. But he's a pastor, and so he helps families in Oceanside where I live, and he just helps kids in the school district, and it just inspired me to help people that are in need or people that need help.
And when we were down there just before Christmas, brought some. I had the teriyaki chicken.
Oh, okay. Did you like it?
Oh my God! I've had teriyaki chicken before, and I'm like, yeah, that's good. I like it. That was the best I've ever had. I don't know what.
Yeah.
But it was laid out too. It was all flat.
So you got the rice, you got the teriyaki chicken, you got the mac salad, and I think it was more rice or something like that. But we get it from L&L or Ohana Hawaiian Barbecue. So. Yeah.
It was the best.
I love when he brings that type of food.
Oh, that was great.
Because COVID year, he actually brought us food. He brought the team food from Ohana. And so people actually got to try the teriyaki chicken, teriyaki beef, the mac salad, the rice, chicken katsu. So some of my culture food.
Oh, I'm hungry. I know. Yeah, that's it. Your brother and sister, you're still living with them here?
My sister's back home.
She's back home, but your brother's still here.
I have both my brothers living up here.
Oh,
with
two
me.
brothers? Okay.
Yeah.
So you have 3 brothers, if I remember right?
I have 4 brothers.
4 brothers, okay.
Yeah, 2 of them live with me. My sister's back home.
You're not the youngest, though, right?
No, there's one more younger than me.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, gotcha.
Got a big family.
Now, one of your brothers here helps you in training in basketball, right?
Yes, he does. And then the other one's getting ready for the NFL draft.
Oh.
So he's working out with one of the Duck alumni that used to come here. Lavisser, I believe is his name, yeah. Yes.
Lavisser Tune.
Yes,
okay. Oh,
he trains with him and is just getting ready for this year's draft.
Okay, so where'd your brother play? We're getting ready for the draft.
I was like, he played at a lot of schools.
Yeah.
And but he's had a long journey, a long process. We actually was in the same process. We both tore our ACLs. A lot of injuries prevented us from playing a lot in high school and college. So I'm really proud of him for how he's just continuing to trust the process and stay in the process.
Yeah, and you had some injuries your first couple of years here. And I know KJ, the strength and conditioning coach, it's the first practice I came to before the games. I was like, Te-Hina looks stronger. She goes, yeah, Te-Hina went to work in the summer, didn't you? You got stronger.
I did, and last summer was just about eating right, the nutrition, and just getting the body right, and just being strong and holding my own, because that's what college is about.
Yeah,
just being strong.
Yes, it is.
I mean, Taya, she's a unit. Oh my gosh.
I told her one of the pictures where she was flexing. That kind of scared me a little.
Yeah, no, she's a unit, but she's a great teammate. She works really hard in the weight room.
Yeah. Yeah. And by the way, I found out a couple games ago as they were getting ready for the game, and you're over getting some gum. I didn't even realize you chewed gum while you were playing, but has to be mint gum during the game,
Yeah, it has
right?
to be mint gum, because if it's fruit, it loses its flavor, and then now I'm thirsty, so the mint gum just keeps my mouth moisturized and just not needing as much water as I need.
Yeah, I gotcha. That makes sense. I used to chew gum. I was a baseball pitcher, and I had to stop because I guess I was out and I get a headache. I go, why do I have a headache at the end of the game anyway? But it's about you. Yeah. This team has it. I've kind of you hear people say that about teams. They have it. What is it? And I don't know. To me, it's like culture and chemistry and family, because you always find out after you lose a couple games. Everybody says, we're a family, we're a family. You lose a couple games, people start pointing fingers.
Yeah, exactly.
But this team doesn't do that. I can tell you guys are all close, aren't you?
Oh, yeah, we're very close. I think a lot of times players and teams lose that identity part. And I think these last, losing games, we really stuck together and, trust each other and have each other's backs and just, yo, we got this. Like, it's not going to hurt us now, but it's going to make us strong in the long run in March, which we're all looking forward to.
I know you love playing in front of all the fans at Matthew Knight, and you got to see what opponents go against when they come here. When you were in Tucson, didn't you? With a big crowd. That's so you know what people are facing. The teams face when they come here, don't you?
Yeah, Mikkel was rocking. I mean, yeah, we played against they were really loud.
Yeah.
Like when Connors came in and she hit those threes, they were just like, wow, I couldn't even hear my thoughts. Like all we just saw was like, I can't hear nothing. Like I just seen people's eyes like, yo, what are we running? Like what's happening? And like I couldn't hear them because the fans were so loud. And I'm just like, is this how Matthew Knight is? Like, oh my gosh, I can't even hear my thoughts. I can't like hear nothing. Like it was just crazy. Like they were really loud.
Yeah. Well, almost 8,000, and hopefully we'll have that this weekend. That ought to be kind of fun. But how much fun is it playing in front of the Oregon fans? So when it's the other way, and it's all for you. You make a basket, you're like they go crazy.
I love them so freaking much. Like it's amazing. I'm just blessed to play in front of these fans because they're just so bought into our culture. Like I just love them so much, and they give so much love and compassion to us and the team, and it's just like a blessing and so grateful to have them.
All right. Well, we're out of time. We got to go.
We got to go? I was just having fun.
I know. We're just getting started. Well, we'll have to do this again sometime,
yes, we'll have
right?
To.
Yeah. Well, Te-Hina, thanks. You guys are doing well. You're still just fine. You get to come home in the Washington schools, and let's get a couple wins this weekend.
Yes,
okay?
Let's go 2-0.
All right. Thanks, T.
Thank you, Terry.
There you go, Te-Hina Paopao. She's a lot of fun.
She is a lot of fun.
Too bad we didn't have much more time, but we did.
It was interesting that she said that. Like, I was just starting to have fun. It's amazing. So that interview was 8.5 minutes, everybody, and like it just goes fast.
It did.
That's great.
Yeah, we could have gone 15, 20.
TNT, 30. By the way. I thought about that. You guys are TNT.
Oh boy.
Sorry. I'll be here all week.
Yeah. Hey.
I'll be here all week. Thank you very much.
Where's the rim shot?
Yeah,
do we have a rim shot sound?
We need that.
Yeah.
We in radio land we'd call it like a drop board. Like you'd have your drops that you play. We don't really do that on Duck Insider.
No.
I guess we could figure that out.
You need a band over there, Doc Severinsen.
I would love to have a band. Stimson could be the band.
Yeah.
I mean that would make sense.
I think you're Duck Insider.
That would make sense.
You have the couch. You come on the couch.
Yeah, I like that.
I hear our song. What are we doing?
Big week, of course, coming up for the men and the women both. All at home. 4 straight days of home games at Matthew Knight Arena. Love to see that.
Make them all.
6 o'clock on Thursday, 7 o'clock on Friday, 3 o'clock on Saturday, noon on Sunday. We got you covered. All the details, GoDucks.com. Pre-game always half an hour before. He's Terry Jonz. I'm Joey Mack. Happy Tip-Off Tuesday, everybody.
Hi, I'm Smokey Bear, and I made an assistant to help you prevent wildfires.
Dude, I've got this. I've been camping since I was 5 years old.
But I am a camping influencer.
You know what? I'll bet you $5.